All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. Hey, well, we know all the changes that are taking place and going on here in this world because of the coronavirus. It's a whole lot more serious than it was downplayed or anticipated. But I wanted to come on here this morning to express my thankfulness and gratitude. And the reason being is because be it email or some type of electronic communication, cell phone, Facebook, Patreon. There are a lot of people calling the dining hall, calling the number behind me. There are a lot of people that are calling and contacting us, getting messages to Pastor Dow, and they really want their names and their voices to be heard, expressing their gratitude, their thankfulness, for me as a man of Yah, preaching and teaching, totally different than anybody else in this generation, preparing the people. And it's literally been overwhelming. It really is. It makes my heart, it touches my heart greatly. And I think more than anything that you should actually, I think you should credit yourself as well for having the eyes to see and the ears to hear in the midst of this wicked and perverse generation. When I hear someone calling and saying that, because of you, Pastor Dow. Now, mind you, I'm talking about people from all walks of life. People who believe, people who don't believe, people who just watch my videos for information or homesteading or weapons or whatever it may be. They are contacting me and telling me thank you. And again, I'll say I'm a servant of the Most High Yah, and I'm going to preface this by saying this again. It's in times like these, you find out who are out there bumping their gums, flapping their lips, because getting immersed with knowledge and getting soaked up with knowledge and never making any moves to actually preserve yourself. We know about Joseph preserving all the Egyptians, the Mizrahites, and the Israelites. And I can't understand for the life of me why people don't want to listen. They simply don't want to listen. But then when pain comes their way, they want to listen. Now, the problem is this. The problem is that a stubborn person is an idolatrous person. And of course, the commandments speak about idolatry. Because remember, stubbornness is as the sin of iniquity and idolatry. It's just really people who will make an idol of themselves. And the pride that's in them don't want to comply because they feel like that if they do what somebody says, then they're going to lose their dignity or lose a part of them. But then what do you do when you have no water in the house? What do you do when you have no toilet paper? And you're out there like a bunch of savages and barbarians fighting each other over toilet paper. What do you do when you have no paper towels? What do you do when you have no food, no meat on the shelves, nothing stored at all? Now, we're in a total different environment because we get fresh eggs because we have our chickens. We get fresh goat milk. We have our own cows out here. So if our freezers run dry, all I got to do is walk out the front door, shoot a bull in the head, field dress it, hang it up, put it up there in our refrigerator, let it hang up for a few days and age, quarter it, take it down to the sisters to process, and we eating again. We eating again. But I just wanted to say blessings to each and every last one of you, no matter who you are, that had the ears to hear, that have heard me and prepared yourself, because no doubt you see the condition that you're in, and you see the condition that the people are in that refuse to prepare. Now, here's also the truth of this philosophy right here. It is the heightened sense of selfishness when people heard the same messages that you've been hearing, and you've talked to, because, normally people are going to first talk to their family members. But you would be a fool if you turn around and you give up your food storage to these people who did not want to prepare. You'll be a fool, because what's going to happen is your stuff is going to go down. And it's going to go down extremely fast, and they have nothing to replace it with. And we don't know how long this virus is going to run. We don't know if this virus is going to run 1 month, 4 months, 6 months, or a year. That we just don't know. We really don't know. But it sure is nice to be prepared. So I'm going to also go over and do a video on Facebook as well, over at the Charles Dowell or the Pastor Dowell channel on Facebook. I'm going to change a few things here because the children of the world are wiser than the children of light. There won't be any music practice tonight for those of us or those of you who love to travel the straight way. And I'm also going to go ahead and make this change right here. If you was planning on coming to service this Shabbat, just stay at home. I'll do a service via live broadcast, either from my office on YouTube Live or Straightway Live or Facebook Live. I'll do a service somewhere along there, or we'll simulcast on all of those. But for those of us that live here in the community, I haven't made up my mind what we're going to do yet, as far as if we're going to the tabernacle or we're just going to stay in the house, because we usually cook and eat in the houses anyway on the weekends. But I just wanted to express my gratitude for many of you out there having the ears to hear and being prepared. You don't know how touching it is for me to read a letter, and I got plenty of them sitting right here, and probably more to come, and I got plenty to get to, plenty of them. And when they say thank you, Pastor Dowell, I started listening to you in 2011. Even though I don't believe what you believe, I do believe what you say. Now, I don't understand that. But anyway, they're speaking in preparedness. They have plenty of water. They have plenty of food. The biggest thing is being mutually assistant. Because I hate to say this. I'm going to try to paint it again. I want y'all to listen to me, because California has already done quarantined everybody. Told everybody, you stay in your home. Don't come to work. Nothing. Don't even move. And there's going to be more states that's going to follow suit. Our federal government is knuckle dragging right now concerning making a decision or choice of what to do. But mutually assistance. If you can find 3 or 4 people, and there's going to be a national quarantine of families that y'all can all be together, meaning you could put one family in each room, and then even at that, practice social distancing, and but put your resources together, your food, your guns, your ammo. Because if this thing runs 3 to 6 months, you all should know pretty much what the American spirit is like. You all should know. Just yesterday, I had some young punks come down our driveway and then drove on our land, screeched out tires, said all different types of disparaging things, and of course, I jumped in our vehicle and chased them down and caught them. And of course, they were totally dishonorable. I'm going to probably get a picture up. I'm going to show the picture of them on Facebook. Totally disrespectful and stuff. And I told them, don't come down there fooling when people know what they're doing. And so I went and called the sheriff. And the sheriff came down and of course, they got charged. And can you believe this? I wanted them to be arrested because they could be arrested. But the DA said we don't want to arrest nobody amidst the coronavirus, so we're going to cite them and see them in court. So I got a court date May 13th. Utterly amazing. And then I said to myself, now you let me go out here, because I know the city and the town I live in. You let me go out here and do something in a misdemeanor and ask them if you want to be arrested, man. They'll stuff me in the back of that car as quick as they can and throw me in the lowest part of jail. That's just the way it is when you're being persecuted for righteousness. But if you can get mutually assistant and put your resource together and be within close proximity of someone, you're doing a hell of a lot better. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not insensitive. We do have extra food for people who need it. We do. And we even have a few people, Israelites, that more than likely are going to be coming here to be on the land. But I'll tell you what I think about that too. Especially if you have an opportunity to already to live on the land, you've been invited. And the only reason why you want to come on the land is because of the virus to save your hide, but you can't live on the land with the saints to go through this perfection process. I call that witchcraft. I call that Jezebel control. That's exactly what I call it. That's just the way it is, the way I see it. I think it's stupid. But anyway, let me don't get off on all this because I'll get the ranting and here we go. But I'm glad that you all have toilet paper, water, food storage, long-term food storage. And if you have some to give to some, do it. But hey, people are ultimately going to pay for their lack of choices and decisions. Because a lot of people don't want to hear what I've got to say, because they got it in their mind that I'm some type of cult leader. Okay, if I'm a cult leader, then how's your preacher today? And how are you? How are you standing today? Are you in lines going to the store every day to try to buy up the last case of water? Are you looking for toilet paper? Are you about to lose your mind because you don't know how long you're going to be on work or be off from work or all this other stuff? Did your preacher prepare you? Or did all they do was just give you some fuzzy sermon to make you feel good and did not warn you like Noah warned? And of course, the thing that I think more than anything is going to take place, that if and when this pandemic does pass, you know the human spirit, you know what they're going to do, right? The normalcy bias is going to kick back in. Yep, sure is. They're going to go right back to being the same way that they always were, and act like nothing ever changed. Nothing ever changed. And it should put a defibrillator on the mind of the people. It should. That's what it should do, to let you know that this stuff is serious. This stuff is very, very serious. So continue to keep watching and listening. We're not going to have Passover here at Straightway this upcoming next month. We're going to constantly keep giving direction of what we're going to be doing. So stay tuned. I want to, again, say thank you to each and every last one of you that have heard the warnings and you prepared your home. I say you're very welcome. And again, at least one thing you know for sure that you've been listening to a man of Yah in the midst of this wicked and perverse generation. So as I continue to keep foreseeing the evil, I'm going to do everything I can within the power of the Most High Yah that He gives me to make sure that I inform you of the evil day and the wickedness that's to come. Stay tuned. I'm going to be on Facebook here in a little bit. I want y'all to be encouraged. Y'all bless y'all. Protect yourselves.